Whoever thinks nature's all predictable hasn't seen anything yet. Every so often, it throws us a curveball with some really odd animals, strange births, and wild mutations that'll have you doing a double take. Brace yourself for a wild ride, because in this video, we're diving into some of the most jaw-dropping and weird critters out there. Trust me, these creatures are so out there, you'll start questioning if you're seeing things right. So what do you say? Let's dive in. The Jacob sheep. Nope, your vision's fine, and you're definitely not seeing double. This sheep genuinely sports 4 horns. They almost look like a protective helmet, don't they? Perfect for a bike ride if sheep did that sort of thing. These 4 horns aren't due to any weird mutation. They belong to a unique type of sheep called the Jacob sheep. This British domestic sheep breed is quite the standout, featuring a striking piebald coat. That's a fancy way of saying it has dark and white patches of wool, and often multiple horns, typically 4. Though the number of horns can vary, seeing a sheep with more than the usual 2 is always a surprise. Even as a distinct breed, a multi-horned sheep is a real head-turner. Human-faced goat. We've all seen people who kind of look like animals, right? But what about an animal that looks like a person? Yeah, you heard that right. This video of a baby goat from Madhya Pradesh, India, is blowing up online because this little guy looks weirdly human. Its eyes are set close together, popping out of its head, all framed by this fluffy white coat, making it look like it's got a human face. Vets say this goat has something called head dyspepsia, a rare condition that pops up in maybe 1 in 50,000 animals. It's more common in cows than goats, and while some folks are calling it a miracle or a bad omen, it's definitely got people talking. Octogoat. Say hello to Octogoat, the 8-legged goat that was born on a Croatian farm, sporting both male and female parts. The farm's owner, Zoran Paparek, was so baffled when he first saw it that he had to double-check with his neighbor to confirm he wasn't seeing things. The reason behind this goat's extra limbs, veterinarians think it's because it merged with its underdeveloped twin. A vet from Arkansas explained this phenomenon as fetal reabsorption, where one twin absorbs the other while in the womb. According to this vet, it's not that rare and often happens due to low progesterone levels during pregnancy. Despite predictions that Octogoat wouldn't make it past 2 weeks, it captured everyone's attention for its brief life, unfortunately not making it to its 3rd week. Majestic 2-headed whale. Following the film Two-Headed Shark Attack, we've got a real-life 2-headed whale to talk about. And this isn't fiction. This conjoined twin gray whale, discovered washed ashore in a lagoon, might just be the first of its kind ever found. Scientists came across the Siamese whale calves in Mexico's Laguna Ojo de Liebre, also known as Scammons Lagoon. The scientific community believes these calves were miscarried, noting the carcass measured only 7 feet in length, significantly shorter than the typical 12 to 16 feet for newborn gray whales. This discovery serves as a reminder of the ocean's vast mysteries and the incredible discoveries that lie beneath its surface, waiting to be uncovered. Dexter the 3-legged dog. Lots of dogs act like they're part of the human family, but Dexter really takes the cake. This 2-toned, 2-legged Brittany Spaniel from Ouray, Colorado, catches eyes wherever he roams. His human, Kenti Pasek, explains that Dexter's bipedal strolls aren't something she taught him. It's a survival skill he picked up after a brush with death. As a pup, Dexter bolted into the road, was hit by a car, and ended up losing one front leg while severely injuring the other. Everyone thought he'd be dependent on some sort of mobility aid forever. He even had a stint with a wheelchair, but then came a day when Pasek placed him at the bottom of her porch steps without it. Goat with 2 heads. On a cool spring morning in Wittenberg, Wisconsin, Jocelyn Nuska found himself assisting a goat in labor. The birth left him astonished when he saw that the goat had delivered a kid with 2 heads, each capable of eating independently. He named the kid Janus after the two-faced Roman god. Janus quickly became an international sensation. Despite his extraordinary condition, he seemed perfectly healthy right after birth. Local vet Shavelin Chadwick, who checked out Janus, mentioned how unusual it is for an animal with such a condition to survive the pregnancy, let alone thrive after birth. Remarkably, Janus defied the odds and lived for over a month. Venus, the two-faced cat. Venus, the cat with two faces, is stealing the spotlight as the world's most renowned kitty. Just one glance at her explains the fascination. One side of her face is jet black with a green eye, while the other sports classic orange tabby markings with a blue eye. Often, Venus is called a chimera. In ancient stories, chimeras are creatures composed of parts from various animals. For a cat, being a chimera means having cells with two different types of DNA, a phenomenon that happens when two embryos merge. Though it might sound extraordinary, chimerism isn't that unusual in cats. It's actually pretty common, especially in male tortoiseshell cats, whose patchy orange and black fur indicates an extra X chromosome. Six-legged deer. If you've heard the joke about a deer with no eyes being called a no-eye deer, then you might be wondering what to name a deer with 6 legs. Such an unusual deer was found in Everett Springs, Georgia, after surviving an attack by 2 dogs. This fawn had 2 separate pelvises and managed to walk using 1 leg from each set. It was born with 2 tails as well, though one had to be removed due to the injuries from the attack. Vets theorized that this deer was supposed to have an identical twin that didn't fully develop. Remarkably, it adapted to walk in a relatively normal manner, even though the middle legs occasionally got in the way. After healing from its injuries, the deer was taken to a facility at the University of Georgia, where it passed away after a year. Zane, two-legged cat. Life can get pretty tough for those missing a limb, but Zanny? She doesn't seem to let that slow her down one bit. Even without her 2 front legs, she's living her best life. She's found not just a forever home, but a family with siblings she can play with. And you'd be surprised, she often zips past her brothers and sisters, all on her 2 remaining legs. Veterinarians chalk this up to something called angular limb deformity in cats. This condition can affect kittens even before they're born and continue to impact their limb development as they grow. It might lead to shorter legs, or, in rare instances like Zanny's, no legs at all in the front. Simba the goat. Dumbo the elephant used to be the famous one for his big ears, but now he's got some competition. Say hello to Simba, a kid goat from Karachi, Pakistan, whose ears were a whopping 54 centimeters, 21 inches, long right after birth. As he grew, his ears stretched out even more, hitting 22 inches. Thanks to those extraordinary ears and his adorable looks, Simba caught the attention of media outlets around the world and quickly became a global sensation. His owner had plans to secure a world record for Simba, but sadly, Simba passed away 2 months back. Not deterred, the owner is now aiming to break the record with Simbi, Simba's little sister, who also boasts impressively long ears, measuring 48 centimeters. Six-legged frog. Sambun Tuakrua was just out for a walk in a forest in the Thai province of Phayao when he stumbled upon an extraordinary 6-legged frog. Initially stunned and curious, he decided to bring this unique amphibian home with him. Now, the frog has been his companion for over a year. Sambun considers the frog to be his lucky charm, especially since he's noticed an uptick in his gambling wins by betting on the number 6, mirroring the number of legs his lucky golden frog has. Lucky or not, there's no denying that this frog is one of a kind, right? Cat with extra toes. Alright, let's play a guessing game about what makes this cat stand out. At first glance, everything seems typical. The head, eyes, ears, and legs look just like any other cat's. But hold on, take a closer look at its toes. Yep, that's where the magic is. Meet Paws, the polydactyl cat who has tied the world record for having the most toes. This furry friend boasts 28 toes in total, sporting 3 extra toes on each of her front paws and 1 extra on each back paw. While the average cat has 18 toes, Paws stands out with her unique set. Hailing from Minnesota, she has gained international fame for this special trait. Blue lobster. While out fishing along the Maine coast, these folks never imagined they'd reel in something like this. You might guess they stumbled upon an unusual type of lobster, and you'd be right. They caught a blue lobster, a rarity so exceptional that marine biologists peg the odds of finding one at about 1 in 2 million. For these fishermen, it was undoubtedly the catch of a lifetime. The difference between a typical lobster and the blue variety is nothing short of astonishing. Luckily, they recognized how special this find was, so after showcasing it in a family restaurant's aquarium for a couple of weeks, they returned it to the ocean, respecting its rarity. Double-headed dragon. Picture this as a mini dragon, munching on bugs to bulk up for bigger prey, maybe even humans one day. Kinda spooky, right? The thought of encountering a two-headed dragon is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. However, looking at it from the dragon's perspective, having two heads could actually be an advantage, echoing the old saying, "Two heads are better than one." And from what we can see in this incredible video, having an extra head seems to really help when it comes to quickly gobbling down crunchy insects. Some vets, though, suggest we're not looking at a single dragon, but rather conjoined twin dragons. They point out that these dragons are essentially leading separate lives, connected only by a small joint. Nature, you never cease to amaze, do you? Two-legged goat. This story teaches us about adapting and pushing through tough times, and our teacher is a goat. In Saudi Arabia, a goat was born without its back legs, but that didn't hold it back. This remarkable goat learned to walk on its front legs, showing incredible balance and determination. Even when it nearly fell over a few times, it managed to adjust and keep going, proving to be a master of adaptation. The goat's owner mentioned that aside from the missing legs, this goat is just like any other. It does everything that its four-legged counterparts do. Truly, this story shows that with enough courage, nothing can stand in your way. Piglet with monkey's face. With features like a primate's jaw, a pronounced forehead, a tiny snout, and eyes so close they almost seem fused, it strikingly resembles a monkey. The pig's owners, a family from a remote Chinese village, initially found its appearance quite startling. Now, however, they've gained significant attention across China because of this unique pig. There's a debate about the cause of the pig's unusual features. Some experts suggest it might be the result of crossbreeding with a monkey, while others argue that severe environmental pollution could be to blame. The family owning the pig has refuted any claims of crossbreeding, but the true cause remains a mystery. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Herman, the scared cat. Meet Herman, the kitten with an eternally surprised look thanks to his oversized eyes. Herman lives in Copenhagen with his loving owner Shirley and behaves just like any other cat. But his large, round eyes are so big that he can't fully close his eyelids, even in sleep. Fortunately for Shirley, Herman's snoring is a sure sign that he's off in dreamland. Despite being known online as the scaredy cat because of his appearance, Shirley insists Herman isn't actually afraid of anything. It's clear Herman has redefined what it means to be wide-eyed. Sheep with leg on its head. If someone came up to you claiming they saw a sheep with 5 legs, you'd probably think they were joking. But hold on, this is for real, and that extra leg isn't made of wool by any stretch of the imagination. Just like you, the owner was utterly shocked to find that one of his sheep had a full-sized 5th leg hanging off its head, making it look like it's rocking a mullet haircut. But get this, it's actually a sheep with 5 legs and 6 hooves, because this bizarre 5th leg has 2 hooves on it. Mind-blowing, right? Despite this unusual addition, the owner says the sheep is living life just like any other member of the flock, with the extra leg not interfering with its day-to-day activities. Dinosaur goat. This adorable goat named Rue might not have any ties to dinosaurs, but you'd think otherwise by the way it walks, all thanks to its unique legs. Right after birth, its owner noticed Rue's difficulty in walking, and within just 48 hours, they whipped up a little cart for support. Rue gave the cart a whirl for a couple of days, but soon opted to go it alone. Now, Rue is living its best life. Much like any other beloved pet, it enjoys snuggles, munching on treats, and playing with its puppy pal. Nothing has stood in the way of Rue's zest for life. Watching Rue, you'd be reminded of a toddler taking their first steps, full of determination and joy. Toby the Two-Nosed Dog. Toby, an Australian shepherd found roaming the streets of Fresno, California, was on the brink of being euthanized. Luckily, an animal rescue organization stepped in just in time. What really caught the rescue team's attention was Toby's unique feature. He has two noses. It's believed he was abandoned, possibly because of his unusual looks. After being rescued, Toby was taken to a shelter, where he eventually met his new human, Todd. Now, they're enjoying life together. Todd says Toby is the kindest dog on the planet and boasts an incredible ability to sniff out anything. Veterinarians think Toby's dual noses aren't the result of an injury but a genetic mutation, giving him an extraordinary sense of smell. Deuce the Wonder Dog. Let's introduce you to Deuce, the swiftest two-legged dog out there. Deuce zooms around Gene Gabowski's yard in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, with all the zest of any four-legged friend who loves a good romp outdoors. Despite the odd tumble here and there, especially when he's turning corners too sharply, Deuce seems completely unfazed by the fact that he's running on only half his limbs. His condition isn't congenital, but the result of a tragic incident. In April, Deuce was found abandoned in a ditch, his legs critically broken and infected. The veterinarians did everything they could to save his legs, but the damage was too severe, leading to amputation. Now, Deuce navigates life on his right side, running, walking, and exploring the world with an indomitable spirit. Calf with 3 eyes. Check out this extraordinary calf born with 4 nostrils and 3 eyes. This unique Holstein Friesian Jersey cow came into the world on a farm in Chhattisgarh, India. Centered on its forehead is an extra eye, and it sports not 2, but 4 nostril openings. Its tail resembles a clump of tangled hair, and its tongue is noticeably longer compared to typical calves. As news of its birth spread, crowds began to flock, eager to see and even revere the calf. Some hailed it as a divine incarnation, while others saw it as a manifestation of Shiva, the three-eyed god. Veterinarians have suggested that its unusual features might stem from atypical embryonic development or a hormonal imbalance. Winged cat. Looks like the bird's last bit of sanctuary is gone now that cats have sprouted wings and can take the chase to the skies. Just kidding, bird friends. While it's true this cat has developed what looks like wings, it hasn't mastered the art of flight. But let's clear the air. These aren't magical wings granting feline flight capabilities. There's a scientific explanation. In cats, particularly the long-haired variety, neglect and grooming can lead to their fur matting in a way that resembles wings. This tangled fur then dangles from the body, creating the illusion of wings until it's eventually shed or falls off. No magic or superpowers here, just a grooming hiccup. Half-bodied fish. Fishes seem to have a pretty laid-back attitude towards their physical well-being, and why wouldn't they? Some can keep going even after losing parts of themselves. A lemonfin barb learned this the hard way after trying to leap out of its pond, resulting in injuries that caused its tail and a portion of its body to decay. Everyone thought it was the end for this little fish, but it defied expectations by surviving for 6 months despite missing over half of its body. However, it wasn't its injuries that finally took its toll. The fish passed away after being subjected to excessive travel. Its owner had been taking it from village to village across Thailand, showcasing its incredible survival. Truly, the ways of nature are beyond our wildest guesses. Kangaroo cat. Ever come across a kangaroo cat? I hadn't either until Toad came along. Picture this. You're visiting a zoo, and out of nowhere, a cat sneaks into the kangaroo enclosure, and bam, Toad makes his entrance. Just kidding, that's not how it went down. Toad isn't part kangaroo, he's all cat. However, his unique way of getting around and his short front legs give him a kangaroo-like appearance, sparking curiosity wherever he goes. The reason behind his distinct look? A condition called radial hypoplasia, which has left his front legs short and twisted, while his back legs remain normal. This gives him a hop similar to that of a kangaroo, making his name quite fitting. Pig with 2 heads. Following the buzz of a movie about twin sharks, a conjoined twin piglet was born, leaving villagers in the Philippines in utter disbelief. To many, it seemed as though their darkest fears about ominous animals had materialized. Yet for some, this piglet was seen as a stroke of good fortune for their community. Seeking answers, they turned to experts for insight. While religious authorities validated their existing beliefs, veterinarians explained that this remarkable occurrence, known as bicephaly or dicephaly, is a developmental anomaly dating back at least 150 million years. Essentially, it's like having almost two piglets sharing a single body. This just goes to show that there are still countless marvels on our planet that remain a mystery to us. Evil-looking cat. At first glance, you might think it's just a regular cat, right? But take a closer look, like I did when I saw its zoomed-in picture. Picture this cat roaming your backyard at midnight. Pretty spooky, huh? It's definitely the last thing I'd ever want to come across on my lawn, and it seems like the guy who caught it on camera felt the same way. His commentary, though, turned the scare into something more amusing. It got even funnier when he noted that the odd-looking cat resembled his late grandma. And he wasn't the only one taken aback by the sight. His own cat seemed pretty alarmed too. Two-legged dog. Animals show incredible determination in facing serious injuries or physical challenges, and the story of a dog named Faith is a profound testament to this resilience. Jude Stringfellow adopted Faith in January 2003 after her son found the 4-week-old pup being targeted by its mother due to its deformities. Faith came into the world with normal hind legs, but had only one malformed front leg, which had to be removed for health reasons at the age of 7 months. Despite recommendations from some vets that a dog facing such severe mobility challenges might be better off euthanized, the Stringfellows didn't give up on Faith. They creatively used a skateboard to help her get used to moving around and peanut butter as a motivational treat to encourage her. Through perseverance and love, Faith learned to walk on her 2 hind legs. Midas, the 4-eared cat. Midas started her journey as a stray wandering the streets of Ankara, Turkey, before Canis Dosamaki and her family decided to take her in. Captivated by her distinctive looks, they named her after the myth of King Midas, who was infamously bestowed with donkey ears by the god Apollo. However, unlike the mythical king's curse, Midas the cat's additional ears stem from a genetic mutation, which fortunately doesn't affect her health adversely. Midas's vet confirms she's in excellent shape and seems to be quite happy too. This unique condition has also led to a slightly broader lower jaw compared to her upper one, making her tongue peek out a bit and adding to her charm. Shark with a curve. At first glance, you might think this unfortunate shark had suffered through a distressing accident. However, its condition wasn't the result of any external mishap, but rather a congenital deformity. Sea divers were taken aback upon discovering her, noticing she appeared to be struggling significantly, so they decided to intervene. They rescued her and brought her to the Mississippi Aquarium, where she was diagnosed with scoliosis and kyphosis, conditions that cause abnormal sideways and outward curves of the spine, respectively. The only solution to address her condition was spinal surgery, and so the veterinarians went ahead with the procedure. In September 2020, Stella, the sand tiger shark, underwent successful spine surgery. While her spine couldn't be completely straightened, the surgery provided her with some much-needed relief. Witnessing the outcome, it's evident that though not perfect, Stella's situation improved significantly. Frog with 3 heads. Hey, what's up with those 3 frogs chilling together in such an odd way? Hold on, you're kidding me, right? They're not actually 3 separate frogs? That's absolutely wild. Meet Froggy, a frog like no other, sporting 3 heads and 6 legs. This extraordinary mutation could be due to a genetic anomaly or environmental pollution. Experts in animal science and biology suggest this unusual form could arise from a genetic mutation, a parasitic infection, or hormonal disruptions caused by pollution during its development. Mutant frogs aren't a new discovery. They've been reported for over 2 centuries, but stumbling upon one with 3 heads and 6 legs is exceptionally rare. If there are any experts tuning into our video, we'd love to hear your insights on this peculiar phenomenon. Chernobyl fish. This carp, known as the Chernobyl fish due to its unusual appearance with 2 jaws and 4 eyes, has captured widespread attention after being found in a lake. The speculation around this peculiar fish suggests that the lake where it was caught in 2017 might have been polluted, leading to the fish's unique deformity. Despite its odd looks, the carp seemed to be in good health and fully grown, sparking a debate among experts. Several fish biologists have countered the pollution theory, arguing that the fish's condition is not due to contamination but rather a birth deformity. They point out that if the fish had been contaminated, it likely wouldn't have survived. Regardless of the cause, the existence of such a fish is indeed astonishing. Cow with 3 horns. Nature often astonishes us with spectacles that demand a second glance to fully comprehend. A striking instance of such wonder has come to light again with an ankle cow from Uganda. Its unusual appearance has sparked a flurry of curiosity online, likely catching your attention and leaving you bewildered. Typically, ankle cows are known for their impressively long white horns, but this particular cow stands out with an additional horn on its forehead. There were initial doubts about the authenticity of the horns, with some suggesting they might be fake. However, it has since been verified through trustworthy sources that this cow genuinely sports 3 horns. What baffles me the most is considering how this cow manages the considerable weight of its horns on its head. Cyclops Kitty. Clade the Cyclops kitten, born with just one eye, left his owners in disbelief at his birth. This Bengal kitten came into the world in a vet's operating room, necessitated by his mother's labor complications. As the second kitten of the litter to be born, Clyde immediately drew astonishment from everyone present due to his single eye and absence of a nose. Sadly, the kitten passed away shortly after his birth. Veterinarians attribute Clyde's condition to cyclopia, a rare birth defect marked by facial malformations. This disorder occurs when the eye sockets do not separate correctly during development, resulting in a single eye area or 2 very closely situated eye fields. Kenny the White Tiger. Kenny, a rare white tiger with a broad face, short snout, and pronounced underbite, presents an unusual appearance. This distinct look made him an internet sensation, earning him the title of the world's ugliest tiger. The exact cause of Kenny's unique deformities remains a topic of debate. A prevalent theory suggests that Kenny may have been affected by a condition similar to Down syndrome, which is considered by some as the most likely explanation for his appearance. Conversely, there's speculation that his features are the result of inbreeding, a practice attributed to breeders with profit motives. It's noteworthy that Kenny's breeder has refuted these claims, insisting the abnormalities are due to a condition akin to Down syndrome. What's your take on this discussion? Cyclops goat. Believe it or not, Cyclops goats exist. Well, at least one did. This single-eyed wonder goat from Assam, India, became a global sensation. Why? Not only did it defy the odds by living way longer than expected, but it also looks incredibly out of this world. Experts explain that this goat had cyclopia, a rare condition where the brain doesn't split into 2 hemispheres during development, leading to just one eye socket forming in the skull. It's a super rare sight, and there aren't many like it. Despite only living for 8 days, the survival of this Cyclops goat was seen as something of a miracle. Its owner feels lucky to have had it, believing the goat brought good fortune. 2 heads in one shell. And now meet the world's oldest 2-headed tortoise. Previous year, he celebrated his 25th birthday in Geneva and gained this world title. Like the 2-headed goat we had shown you previously, his name is also Janus, and the philosophy behind his name is also the same as he named after the ancient 2-faced Roman god. It's really difficult to live in the wild with such an extraordinary appearance, so Janus used to live at the Geneva Natural History Museum since his birth. It usually faces the same problem as Medusa: the constant war between 2 heads. It is because they haven't realized, even after 25 years, that the food will go to the same stomach regardless of which head has eaten it. Thank you for tuning in to the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our future amazing videos. Thanks again for your support.